Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Rox, and I'm coming to you. I'm just so thrown off. This is It's Rox. I'm coming to you today with the review for Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 7, Episode 1. I just parked over here, and now the damn gardening people are out here, and they doing the damn blowers. So hopefully I can get through this video as quickly as possible. Be back at Real Housewives of Atlanta. I cannot believe the show is back already. I just needed 3 more weeks. If we could have just took it on into December, I think I would have been ready. Still not quite ready for it. It's not that it's not entertaining. It's not that it wasn't good last night. It was good. I just felt like they ain't been gone long enough. And it might be because of social media. I follow all of them on Instagram and Twitter and everything. So I think I just see them too much. So maybe I need to not follow these people on the off season. But yeah, the show is back. It held my attention last night. It kind of set the tone for what we have to expect for, you know, at least 1/3 of the season. You know, these damn seasons of Real Housewives of Atlanta last so long that we could actually get maybe 2 or 3 storylines out of the characters. So, I mean, at least we kind of got a setup of what we need to expect in the near future. I thought everybody looked good. You know, everybody is on. I mean, you know, these girls are seasoned. So everyone's, you know, a little bit more fit. They had their makeup tight. They had their clothes tight. Okay, everything was on point. Okay, so yeah, Real Housewives of Atlanta, at least if anything else, they know how to present themselves, so that's a good thing. Claudia Jordan isn't on the show yet. I guess they are going to introduce her, you know, in some upcoming future episodes or whatever. And maybe that was because they were trying to establish some of the other mess last night. You guys know what the other mess is: the Kenya and Porsha mess, the Apollo and Phaedra mess. Those are the main messes of last night. Okay, so yeah, let's get to it, shall we? I just did this whole part on Nene and I didn't record it. Alright, so Nene is determined to show us that she is above the negativity and drama of the girls in Atlanta. Because she's the only one that's getting real gigs anywhere. She is on the West Coast and she is working actually in Las Vegas. The Hotel New York, New York has asked her to be the MC for the Cirque du Soleil performance of Zumanity. And, you know, Nene's all over it. So she's there. She's trying to get, you know, in tune with what she has to do. She has a little slight problem, you guys. Cirque du Soleil, Zumanity, evidently is very risque and very sensual and very sexual. And you guys know that Nene has a problem expressing that side of herself. Even though she was a stripper. She would like us to believe that she doesn't know anything about these things. She doesn't have a problem being nude. However, she doesn't want to talk about it. She just wants to tease you by her performance. I was just like, okay, Nene, because Nene says she a singer, she a dancer, she's an actress, she runs businesses, she is a mogul. Okay, now I didn't know she sang and danced. Maybe that's coming up, but yeah, that's what Nene say. If that's what you say, Nene, we gonna roll with that too. It's so funny how Nene always tries to really get us to forget about the fact that she was once a stripper, okay, and that I'm sure that she done seen some shit go down at the strip club that will rival any Cirque du Soleil performance and turn that shit out 20-fold, okay? So we, you know, miss me with that, Nene. Okay, we ain't really believing it. She says she's not comfortable with the orgy scene in the performance. Evidently at the end, there's a part where all of the performers are all moaning and groaning and kind of hunching on each other, okay? And she says she didn't know that. As a matter of fact, when she was talking to Greg, she told Greg she didn't know nothing about no damn orgies. And Greg was like, you didn't? Because I could have swore I met you in the boom boom room back at the strip club. No, that wasn't you. Oh, I'm sorry. She was like, you didn't want it. He was just like, well, I guess not if you say you haven't. And Greg almost fucked it up. But anyway, yeah, Nene is doing this thing out there. And, you know, she's all with the wigs and the, you know. And like I said, Nene says that she is above the drama and that she is glad she's left the negativity of the girls in Atlanta. Now, Kenya, she just got back from traveling the world, okay? She had to get out of Atlanta because she was just feeling so attacked, you guys. She's talking to Cynthia. Cynthia comes over to visit her at her house, and they're just talking about Kenya. Yeah, Kenya feels like the world was against her, okay? And that these girls, for whatever reason, she's not really understanding why, these girls don't like her. Why y'all think they don't like her, you guys? Maybe it's because you talk so much shit. You invited so much drama on yourself. Why would these girls even try to even help you? You know, she's talking about at the reunion how, you know, she just felt like nobody came to her aid. She was the one who was attacked. They all ran on to Porsha, and you know, Cynthia was just like, well, I didn't think any of that was cool, okay? Because if it would have happened to Kandi, then everybody would have ran to Kandi. And if it would have happened to Nene, then everybody would have ran to Nene. Yeah, because they all get along with each other, okay? Let's not forget about the last 2 fucking seasons of Kenya just wearing on everybody's fucking nerves to death. Why the hell would we come help you when we don't even like you and halfway want to whoop your ass half the time ourselves, okay? You know, I don't know what dream world Kenya's in. I guess Kenya and Cynthia both forgot that she had this bullhorn and that she was sitting on the stage and she was yelling at Porsha. And, you know, I know that we got Team Twirl out there. How y'all doing? Yes, we back together again. Okay, I know you guys gonna get in my comments and be like, you know what, you use your words. And, you know, you can tell a person doesn't have any sense when they can't even express the way that they feel and that they want to fight. Yeah, all that is fine and good. But you know what? You ought to be fucking smart enough to know that you cannot control what somebody else says as a reaction to your damn words. Okay, so if we done said it plenty of times, bitch, you gonna say the shit, then be ready to get your ass mopped across this goddamn floor. And so I don't feel sorry for Kenya because Kenya has brought a lot of drama onto herself. Okay, so that's the first thing. Now we got Kenya with her scene and Cynthia, and then we, you know, to rival that, we got Porsha in her scene with Kandi. And you know, Porsha, she's another one. She's sitting up there. That Porsha done did a complete 180-degree turn, hasn't she? The sun is so bright in my face. She's doing a photo shoot, and she got her body just stuffed up in this bathing suit. Now, I ain't gonna lie, Porsha looks great. Okay, she's got a lot of work done to her body and fine, but she had a nice shape already. She's got some her titties done, and she might have got a little shaved off the middle or whatever. She looked good, but I was just like, well, damn, you just don't be. And what about Kandi talking about she wanted to know if anybody had sucked her titties yet? I was just like, what the fuck? This is 8 o'clock. Kids is in here like, why are we talking about sucking titties? The same when she said suck dick. Somebody was sucking his dick when she was talking about Bill Clinton getting his dick sucked. I was just like, I know we a little comfortable with each other and everything, but yeah, I don't like the whole sucking the titties and the dick talk on just regular 8 o'clock TV shows. Let me get back to what we was talking about. You know, Porsha. I don't know what she thought she was gonna do, but I feel like if you gonna talk a lot of stuff, then you ought to know that something else is coming, or something like she said. She was just talking and talking. Okay, yeah, we know that Kenya was pumping it up like she was this big fighter from Detroit and this, that, and the other. Okay, then when the shit go down, then of course she's like, I'm above fighting, and I do whatever. Yeah, I already know it's gonna be that talk, but fine. But Porsha was just like, I know that Kenya wants some type of apology, but will an apology ever come from Porsha's lips? No. I don't blame her. I wouldn't apologize either. I don't know if I would hold a grudge, but I definitely would be through with Kenya, okay? You ain't getting a sorry from me, just like I don't expect you to say sorry to me, okay? Let bygones be bygones. That's the Kenya and Porsha mess, okay? We're going to at least have that at the beginning of this season. We also have, when Cynthia's talking to Kenya, you know, Cynthia's giving us the whole impression that life is so much better without Nene in her life. And that might be true. She tells us that her marriage is better because Nene is not around. And, you know, I was kind of like, you know, that statement to me is kind of funky because, you know, we can't fault Nene because Cynthia puts her all into that friendship. Okay, you're supposed to know how to prioritize your relationships and know which ones to put first. Okay, so the fact that now your relationship is better because what you did for your friendship with Nene, okay, how does that make you look better? Because we all agree that that relationship was, you know, it was quite one-sided. Cynthia was giving her all to Nene. Okay, I don't know if Nene was requiring it or if that's just something that Cynthia does in her friendships, but yeah, I wasn't feeling all that much better that, you know, Cynthia, who is a habitual fence, you know, she stays on the fence, Okay, I wasn't all that happy that she dropped off the fence down onto Kenya's side, because what I really would have liked for Cynthia to do is become her own person on the goddamn show. Okay, thank God for reunions, right? Because otherwise half these people wouldn't have no damn storyline. Okay, now Cynthia gotta jump on the Kenya's train, and Kenya's whole little storyline right now is gonna be about the fact that her and Porsha had to fight at the damn reunion. I just wish that Cynthia wouldn't have chosen Kenya's side, because Kenya was wrong in it too. And it was funny how they just really ignored all of that. Okay, Cynthia, she's not she's not with that, but everything is much better now, and her relationship with her man, and Nene's good. So I don't know. This is just what I see from the very first episode, but I was really just hoping that I could have liked Cynthia like how I used to like her at the very beginning, before she even became this whole friendship contract, best friend to Nene, all up in her ass type of person. But we'll see. I mean, we won't write her off just yet. But right now, it just looked like she didn't just crawled out of Nene's ass over here and crawled on up Kenya's ass over there. Yep, I picked a bad parking space today. Everybody's beside me and whatever. Our very favorite tight teeth talker herself, Kandi Tucker, and her King of Waves husband, Mr. Todd Tucker, they are happily married, you guys, and they are living it up in her house. I was looking at her decorations. I was like, oh, I mean, are we gonna take some of all of that? What is that decoration theme in that house? It looked like listen, I don't know. I'm sure she might have paid good money for it. It just was a whole lot going on. I got dizzy. I was like, girl, get off back away from that damn rail before you fall over. Anyway, let me stop. So that damn Kandi, she was just a smiling every time she talked to Todd. Are you excited that your daughter is coming in? They talking about Todd's daughter, Kayla, I think that's her name. She's the 18-year-old daughter that's been living in New York with the mama all this time. I guess it's Todd's time now to take her in. And I think it's real cool that, Kandi wants to have her as well and feels like she's her daughter and all of that. So that's a good thing. Now we get to see some parenting differences between Todd and Kandi. Okay, while they're talking, Todd is just like, she has to find a job, that she needs to enroll in school, and learn how to drive and all of that. And Kandi was just like, are you going to give her your Range Rover? He was just like, no, I'm not giving her damn Range Rover. She's just getting out here and just getting started. No, you proved that you deserved a Range Rover. No, she can get a Toyota Tercel or, a Honda Civic just like everybody else. Well, Candy's whole thing is she feels like, if they have it, why not give it to their children? She feels like it's a good thing that you are able to reward your child every time they do something good. And Todd does reveal that Kandi is a classic overcompensator, because maybe because she's real busy, and also because she's been a single mom all this time, and maybe she can't spend as much time with her daughter as she used to, so she gets her whatever she wants and just kind of try to keep her daughter happy, which is not bad, but it's not really the best way to be with your child, because you need to look. Your kids need to know that when they do good, they may or may not get awarded for it. Okay, it's a lot of good things that go unrecognized in this world. Okay, and you can't raise a child that thinks that every single time they do something good, that they should be getting a reward for something. Okay, it's not the expectation. That's what it should be. And when you can do it, and when they do spectacular, then yes, we can reward them. But every time they turn around, my kids get good grades, and my kids normally get good grades. Okay, and I used to always reward them for, their good grades. But now it's just like, no, that's what you're supposed to do. You in school, and you ain't bringing home no fucking failing reports. So, I'm not going to keep on rewarding you for something that is expected. Okay, life means that you're supposed to do well, and if you don't do well, do the best that you can. You don't have to be anyway. Let me not even start to be preaching and everything. All I'm saying is that it's a good thing that Todd is there. Okay, temper some of that always giving, and bring in a little bit more stern, a little bit more traditional, a little bit more level-headed. Okay, somebody who hasn't had as much afforded to them, and maybe can give some more perspective on what we should and shouldn't do for these kids. Okay, so That's all I'm saying. And I think in the long run, Kandi is going to appreciate that out of Todd, because that's what she was saying that she knew was missing out of, her and Riley's life was a male figure, a daddy figure. These are the things that we want our daddies to be. Okay, a little bit more stability in life. So that's it. That's pretty much it for them. They got the baby coming. Okay, she's moving in with them. And lastly, you guys, Phaedra, I think that they're getting louder and louder. Let me try to finish. Now, honey, if I ain't never seen anybody more over it than Phaedra, I know something. Phaedra has always been one that's been very, very elusive. She's always had a wall built. However, this recent turn of events with Apollo has made that wall just be sky high. I don't know anybody that's able to get over that. I was sitting there watching her, and it's funny because, I mean, you talking about just turned off, okay? Just completely in a different mode and not really thinking or caring about Apollo. That bitch is cool as a cucumber, right? She's very matter of fact. She's in this whole mode of, I got to protect myself and my children. And yeah, she can't be too much bothered with Apollo. Now, Apollo is in this mode of denial almost. I mean, I kind of feel like, he does admit that what he did, mail fraud, wire fraud, and whatever fraud it was, bank fraud. But he still doesn't really take the blame of what he did. He said that he was with a co-conspirator and, that person got in a jam and kind of pulled him into the mess. That ain't really the story that we've heard, but, whatever. But it kind of just still sounds like he is trying to, what is the word? He's trying to... I can't even think of the word. He's just trying to make less of what exactly he did. Okay, and we all know that, Apollo fucked up some people's money and some lives. So it's time for Apollo to go to the courts to get sentenced. And Phaedra has decided that she ain't going to court. Okay, she fixing to leave this damn house because the paparazzi might be around and might be trying to take a picture of her children. Okay, she going out of town with her mama and her kids, getting her a penthouse suite somewhere in a hotel far, far, far away. And you know what the hell with Apollo. Okay, Apollo was mad about it because he feels like because that's his wife, that she should be there with him and supporting him. He wants to see his kids. What if they take him into jail right then when he's getting sentenced? Okay, what if he can't even never say bye to his boys? Okay, love on his wife or whatever it was that he was saying. Phaedra's whole thing was like, the ultimate betrayal was that I trusted that you were a changed man and that you were doing something that, was legal and, earning your money the right way. And then I find out in the end that you weren't. So, you know what? You got yourself there by yourself. So you handle it by yourself. First of all, the way she was acting on that show yesterday, I know we've been saying that Phaedra been knowing. Have I been saying Porsha all this time? If I was, I hope not. But we've been saying that Phaedra knew something. And I still feel like she may have had an idea that he wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing, but just stayed out of it. But the way she was acting last night, okay, I was just waiting for him to say some shit like, bitch, you already knew what was going on. But okay, he could never say that, okay? And the fact that she was being so hard, I was just like, well, damn, maybe she didn't know. Because she was not trying to give Brother Man no kind of leeway. None, okay? I mean, I'm human. The human part of me felt kind of bad for Apollo, okay? I mean, when we talk about the better for worse and, marriage and people that get together, because it's not like Phaedra didn't know that Apollo had a past, that he was a criminal in the past, that there is some chance that people that are criminals will repeat, the same crime or return to the life of crime. And Phaedra kind of would like us to believe that she didn't know these things about Apollo, but we can't forget about those things. Okay, so you was with this man, you saying you don't want your children to know that he was a criminal, by taking them to jail, but that's what he was. When it's time for him to come to court, then yeah, it kind of feels like maybe you should have been there. Now, we also know in the real world that all kind of other shit goes on in a marriage that we may not have been privy to. A lot of shit we were privy to. I mean, we already knew what was going on with Apollo and and Phaedra and Kenya, how much of a strain that probably was on their relationship, among other things. I mean, there's talk about Apollo that's cheated around in Atlanta and, you know, did slip around and did, you know, just wasn't happy in his relationship. So they've had other shit that's gone on, you know. So it might be a thing where Phaedra is just at her breaking point. Everybody has a breaking point. Okay, so maybe she was just like, fuck it, I'm not going to that court. Okay, I don't give a damn what they do to him. That is really the mode that she was in. You know, she was real jacked up, but she was just like, honey, these kids, they call my name when they want something. Okay, they look for me when they need something. Okay, and they gonna be just fine without their damn jailbird daddy. I was just like, oh. So he goes to court, he finds out that he's gonna get 8 years, and before he can even get out the courthouse, it's already all over the blogs, all over the internet, already on the news. Okay, everybody starts finding out. We see Cynthia and Peter talking about it, and Peter's just like, you know, Phaedra didn't even go to court. You know, Cynthia was like, no, not Phaedra, I don't believe it. I don't know why everybody was so shocked. I swear I didn't think that. When I'm telling you, that reunion, after they had that reunion, that was it for Phaedra. She was like, I'm through. Nothing else. Cynthia and Peter was talking about it. Then we have Kandi and Todd that's talking about it. You know, Todd was just like, yeah, it's kind of fucked up. Your girl didn't even go to the courthouse to support her husband. And, you know, Kandi, she was just like, he was just like, I'm just saying, did you know that she wasn't gonna go to the court? She was just like, well, this is the face of a friend, and I'm not gonna betray her by. I was just like, and Katie didn't know what to do. You know, she was just like, listen, we've been in so many arguments or, you know, discussions about the whole plight of Phaedra and Apollo. This is what usually happens when you have couples that are friends and then one of the couples break up, or there's some drama with one of the couples, then the other couple that's good, okay, you damn near be ready to come to blows and fighting, you know, with your man or woman over some shit that, you know, over there with Phaedra and Apollo. I was just like, girl, y'all need to just leave it alone, okay, because you both gonna have your own loyalties and your own beliefs. And, you know, she was just like, well, there's been other things. It's, you know, I'm not fixing to be sitting here telling you all the shit why she say she not going to court, but that's on them, okay? Apollo comes over to the house and sits down with Todd, and, you know, boys, you know, they boys, so they gonna talk about it, and, you know, he's just real matter of fact, but you can tell he's still real bitter and mad, and I don't know. I guess this is probably natural reactions of somebody that's about to go to jail for 8 years. Okay, and just knowing that everything is falling apart. Maybe it's going to take some time for him to come around to exactly what he's done. Fast forward to he's back at home. Okay, and yeah, Phaedra finally makes it on back to the pizzazz. She might as well. Okay, you got to face the music sometime. Can't stay away forever. Okay, when she gets there, he's annoyed. He's sarcastic. Oh, you guys finally made it home, huh? And she was just like, oh, yeah, what, did we miss anything? I was just like, that Phaedra is so wrong. He was just like, yeah, you missed a lot. You missed my sentencing. You know, you weren't around for it. And, you know, they got to arguing back and forth. Okay, again, Phaedra is just very calm. She is not fixing to get excited. She was just like, you know what, I'm not doing any of this because I've been there for you. I'm paying for everything. And that opened up a whole nother thing. I think that Phaedra has never really treated Apollo as her true partner. Okay, I think that he was arm candy. He was something really fine. And, you know, she felt like she could take him in and kind of make him however she wanted him to be because he needed her. She was on the show. And Apollo was real mad that he was trying to say that, you know, he's helped her with her money, okay, and become what she's become, because really the whole storyline that Phaedra's had, other than her very first season that she was on there, has been wrapped around Apollo and Kenya. Okay, so what he was trying to say was the reason why you got to where you were on this fucking show is because it's been about me. Okay, even though I'm not a housewife, so I can't get the money. So you get the money and you control the money. I can't even buy a fucking hamburger. It kind of gives us a little bit more insight onto, and it's not an excuse. Definitely not an excuse. But a little bit more insight onto why I guess maybe Apollo did what he did. Okay, he was trying to get money because he was living the life. He was trying to get the money because he was trying to, you know, keep up with his wife. Okay, it looked like Phaedra wasn't giving him no money, and so this is probably how it happened. Now, that's a little part of it. A lot of it is greed, and a lot of it is, you know, not thinking right and stupidity and all of that. But we can't ignore that some of that has some truth to it too. And you guys have to also remember that Apollo wanted to get off this show. You guys remember last year when I did a top of blogs a long time ago where Apollo had tripped out and went crazy and really tried to quit the show. Remember when they was about to take those family pictures? He didn't really want to do it. I think that was at that time he really wanted to quit. But, you know, Phaedra needed to be on the show, and he was a big part of the show, and so he didn't do it. But you could tell that he was over it, okay? Just funky, fucked up attitude all the time. And so he's probably feeling like Phaedra used him, and now she's not trying to help him. You know, she was just like, I paid for your lawyers. And he was like, fuck, I paid for them damn lawyers, okay? Even though it wasn't my money, I'm the one that did all of this shit. So, yeah. It was like kind of trying to read between the lines. Yeah, Phaedra and Apollo, they got some shit with them. But I don't know. It's just sad to watch a relationship, a marriage fall apart like it is with these two. But, you know, we can say all that we want to say. We still cannot be on Apollo's side because he's wrong. Since Phaedra is pissed off that, you know, he fucked up her good name and got everybody thinking that she was in on it and she wasn't. You know what? Then she, like I said, baby, you is on your own. So she walks off, okay, because she is through. She ain't got nothing else to say to Apollo. So you can just see that this is fixing to go just even more downhill. Alright, you guys, so that's it. Real Housewives of Atlanta. We back on it, right? Alright, you guys remember to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. Alright? Alright, so I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.